So at the time of recording this video, Starfield came out 98 days ago, or 8,467,200 seconds ago, or just over 3 months ago. That's plenty of time for people to make up their minds on whether this game is actually any good or not. So let's talk about that. So Starfield's been out for 98 days, there or thereabouts. Now, when this game was officially announced, way back in June 2018, that's when Bethesda officially, revealed that it existed with a little teaser trailer. People knew it was already in development before that, but that was when it was officially, this is a thing. And ever since then, up until when it came out, 3 months ago, I was hyped for this game, massively hyped. I was really looking forward to it. It, ticked all my boxes. It's a Bethesda RPG. I love Bethesda RPGs. It's a space game. I like space games. I've played hundreds of hours of Elite Dangerous and other types of space game. My original plan was to stream every single second of whatever I played. I was going to stream it out, but I got gigabit internet installed, and that was being installed when Starfield came out. So that went by the by. That never happened. But instead, I was just playing the game when it first came out. I bought it in early access, and I was recording my gameplay as I was playing to make a video on it afterwards. Then I got gigabit installed, and I thought, right, I've got the bandwidth now, I'll just stream it out on YouTube. So there's 2 videos of that on this channel of me streaming the game. Previous to that, when I was just playing the game and recording it, I'd played the game for about 26 hours or so. And then for the stream, I started a new character. So the 2 videos that are on the channel now, you can go and watch. That's me starting a new character and starting a new game. And that's all there is on this channel of Starfield. 2 live streamed episodes, that's it. Now, because we're a small channel, obviously not going to get many views on a live stream. So that, coupled with the fact that I literally have no interest in playing this game whatsoever, means I haven't done any more gameplay footage of it. I haven't done any more because I literally have no interest in playing this game. Nothing, zero. And I can't be the only person that feels like that either. Now, you can't turn around to me and say, oh, it's because you don't like Bethesda RPGs. That's bollocks, because I love Bethesda RPGs. I've played Oblivion for hundreds of hours. I've played Skyrim for hundreds of hours. I played Fallout 3 for hundreds of hours. Fallout 4, hundreds of hours. New Vegas, hundreds of hours. Yes, I know New Vegas isn't made by Bethesda and it's made by Obsidian, but it follows the blueprint of Fallout that Bethesda started with Fallout 3. So it's basically another one of those games. I loved Fallout 4 so much that I even started modding it as well. I've released loads of mods for Fallout 3 on the Xbox. So yeah, I love Bethesda Games Studios. I love our Lord God Emperor Todd Howard.
For the Emperor!
And his team that's made Starfield. So why do I feel zero pull to play Starfield? Why is that? Is it because it's a bad game? No, it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. You won't play that game and go, this is bad. But it's, in my opinion, it is definitely 100% Bethesda Games Studios' worst game they've ever made. I feel harsh to say this, but I feel like the game has no soul whatsoever. It just feels empty and lifeless. The characters aren't interesting. The dialogue, it feels like a bit flat and lifeless. The storyline is uninteresting. The fact that people say, oh, you have to play through the game story to unlock New Game Plus before it starts getting interesting or whatever. It's like, no, that's not good. That's not good. I shouldn't have to go through the whole story for the game to get good. Do you know what I mean? That shouldn't happen. The game universe feels completely empty to me. There's too many barren planets with nothing to do on them apart from randomly generated stuff. I literally get no joy from exploration in Starfield like I would do with, say, exploring the wasteland in Fallout 4 or Skyrim in Skyrim. Exploring the planets in Starfield isn't even as good as in, say, Elite. Elite planetary exploration isn't exactly great either, but I feel like that's better than it is in Starfield. At least on that you can go around a whole planet if you wanted to on foot seamlessly, or you can get into your ship, take off and land somewhere else seamlessly, or you can drive around because you've got a car or a space buggy thing. You can't do that in Starfield. You're limited to being on foot, and eventually you will come to an invisible wall that requires you to load. Now, I don't have a problem with loading screens. It doesn't bother me. That doesn't get under my skin. I don't care. But it does impact on the immersiveness of the game. The ship part of the game, it's not good enough. It's just not good enough. It's like got the beginnings of something that's pretty good, and it's pretty like Elite Dangerousy, No Man's Sky type thing, but it's just not good enough. I feel like they shouldn't have put the effort that they did into it. They should have had it more like what the ship is like in Outer Worlds, where it's basically just a place to dump your stuff and transition to another place. The ship-to-ship combat is fine. It's functional. Yeah, it's great. Again, doesn't bring me any joy whatsoever to engage in it. So, can it get better, or is this game basically dead? Will the release of the DLC Shattered Space, when that comes out, will that change the way the game plays? It won't change the way that the game has to load areas in, because that's a limitation of the game engine. It can't stream worlds like, say, No Man's Sky, where you seamlessly go down into the atmosphere and get off your ship, run around, whatever. The engine isn't capable of doing that. Otherwise, they would have done it. No matter what content you put into it, it's still going to be that. So, yeah, it's had like 12 million players or whatever it was that Xbox announced. And yes, it is Bethesda's biggest game launch ever. There's no doubt in that. You can't doubt those numbers. It is. But that doesn't make it a decent game, in my opinion. Especially when you take into account that the concurrent players for Starfield right now on Steam is lower than both Skyrim and Fallout 4. Even Fallout 4 has more concurrent players at the moment on Steam than Starfield. And then if you take all the different versions of Skyrim that are on Steam, they've got more concurrent versions. Even though the base Skyrim Special Edition has more concurrent players than Starfield does. That's not good when you consider that Fallout 4 is what, 8 years old? And Skyrim's like 12. And they've got more concurrent players just on Steam than the new hotness, which is Starfield. Or the current hotness, that is Starfield. And then if you compare it to the other big RPG of this year, Baldur's Gate 3, it's not even the same ballpark. Like an order of magnitude more people playing BG3 than there is Starfield. Yes, they're completely different games, but they're still RPGs at the end of the day. It's like, take into account the fact that the game has basically been snubbed at the Game Awards. It's in one category, Best RPG, and it ain't going to win that because Baldur's Gate's going to win that. Baldur's Gate will win Game of the Year, I reckon. And like Best RPG. It'll win loads of awards. It won loads at the Golden Joysticks the other week. You know, it's going to win everything. Rightfully so as well, because it's a really good game. So is Starfield a bad game? No, it's not a bad game. You wouldn't play that game and think, wow, this game is bad. But it's definitely Bethesda Games Studios' worst game they've made. The game feels empty, lifeless, and just like it feels like it's got no soul whatsoever. Definitely doesn't deserve the 0s, 1s, and 2s that it was getting on Metacritic when it first came out, which I went over in a video before on the channel. But then on the flip side, it also doesn't deserve the 9s and 10s it was getting either. If I was to give it a score, I'd give it 6.5 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. It's good, it's alright. I enjoyed the time I played with it, but I literally feel zero pull to play this game ever again. So on that bombshell, we're going to leave it there. If you like the video, there's a button for you to press specifically for that purpose. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing as well, that'd be badass. Up here you can see one of our latest videos. It's probably me and Von playing Police Quest. And down here, there's another video. I literally have zero idea how YouTube decides what these things are. But hey, yeah, give them a click and have a watch. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.